In this video, I want to be going over the top 10 creatures in the new creature vote for Ark Survival Evolved. So if you guys don't know, they're doing a creature submission vote type thing right now. They've done it twice before, but basically you submit your own dinosaur, creature, whatever. It could be real, could be not this time. And then whichever one gets the most votes ends up winning. Right now there's a top 10, and then I'm going to show you the top 10 that are currently in the list right now based on their votes. And the 10th spot is like this Arctic fox type thing. So basically what this does is it's going to be like a little shoulder pet, and on your shoulders it will keep you warm, kind of like the Otter, so you can use it in like freezing cold temperatures to keep you warm, so with a fursuit and stuff like that. And then this can also go and you can use it to dig up stuff out of the ground, kind of like in this picture here. It goes and digs up stuff and then brings it back to you, and you can get some cool loot out of that. Coming in at number 9, we have the giant bear otter. So this is literally just a huge version of the regular otter that I assume would be rideable. You can find it in swamps, and it's going to be, I believe, aggressive, going around killing stuff, and we'll see what kind of abilities it has. So I assume it's going to be a good swimmer. It's got like a bite and stuff like that, but that's the giant bear otter. At number 8, we have the Dino Kyrus. I actually really like this submission. It's basically like a giant carnivore, except for this one looks more like a duck. The description literally calls it a duck king, which I think is pretty fitting, but I think it's cool. It's a really unique, like, there's no other creatures in Ark that look like this. I mean, obviously there's like carnivores and stuff that are kind of like the same build, but you know, it's kind of different and it's unique, and I like the look of it a lot. This next one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it because it looks really long and I don't think I'll be able to pronounce it, but it's basically like a giant crocodile looking thing that's going to have a really strong bite. It's just going to be a really like solid ground mount. This could be pretty good at the early game, I imagine, because it's smaller, so it'd probably be easier to tame. That's pretty much it for that one. And then on number 6 is another one with a name I don't know how to pronounce, but this is basically a giant cheetah, or a prehistoric version of the cheetah. It's a little bit bigger. I assume it would be rideable, and obviously cheetah is really fast, so I imagine this would be a really fast ground mount. That's pretty much all there is for that one. And then number 5 is a thing called the Bastion Beetle. This is basically a gigantic beetle that can fly around and pick up dinosaurs. It starts out as like a little larva, I think, when you tame it. It also works as a shoulder pet, and then as it grows into a giant beetle that you're going to be able to ride around. And like I said earlier, you can pick up large dinosaurs and fly around with it. So this would be a flyable bug that you can pick up stuff with, so that would be pretty cool. And at number 4 is the Hatzigotrix. Now, when Lost Island came out, I actually put in this creature as my submission, and it didn't really get much traction. But this time, someone else has put it in, and it's got some traction. I still think this would be a really cool creature. It's kind of like, it's a lot like the Quetzal, but I think it could be maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I think it should be a little bit bigger, and hopefully give some more useful features to it, because it could end up being really cool. It's like a giant flying mount. It would be really hard to tame, but could have some cool uses. Maybe even a platform saddle. We haven't had a flyer with a platform saddle in a very long time. So that would be cool. So we're in the top 3 now, and coming in at number 3 is the Mayo. I don't know how to say that, so I'm just not going to. But it's basically like a prehistoric goat thing. This thing would be able to like scale up cliffs and mountains super easily. I guess it could be a good starter mount for traveling because it could go up cliffs and mountains so easily. Coming in at number 2 is the Steppy Bison, or the giant bison, or whatever it's called, I'm not too sure. But basically it is a prehistoric version of the bison we have today, except for it's way bigger. So this would obviously be rideable. I imagine it'd be a pretty strong mount because it would be really big. And it's supposed to have some milk that can be used for something. I don't know what it would be used for, but I'm sure they would find some sort of use for it. And at the current number 1 spot is the Gorgonops. This is like a giant dog type thing. I don't really know what it is, but it would be in between the size of like a Thyla and a Sabertooth, I believe. You'd be able to ride it around. It would just be a pretty strong, good mount. Anyway, that is the current list for the top 10. Now this could change by the time you're watching this. Like if you're watching this a few weeks from now or the day before the vote or something, it could have changed. So just keep that in mind. I'll have a link to the list so you can see it below, so you can check to see what it is for yourself, and then you can read up on all the current the creature submissions as well. But thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server. There's links in the description. But thanks for watching, and bye.